Okay, we're going to begin lying down today. You might need blocks, so you can kind of grab them and have them by you if you need them. So just a comfortable lying position. If you do want to lie with your feet flat, so your knees are bent, then you can do that. But if it feels less comfortable, then please just feel free to find your own comfortable position. And then we'll just begin the practice just by taking a deep inhale through your nose. Start to fill up. And then we'll exhale through the mouth. So just taking your time, releasing all of the air out. And then just do that again when you're ready. Fill all the way to your belly. As you exhale, just release everything out. As you come to the end of the exhale, we'll close the lips and just begin to breathe in and out through your nose. Allowing your breath just to move smoothly and easily. Using the breath to help us to arrive on our mat. Using the breath to help our body relax a little bit more. Our practice today is called True Essence. And it's really trying to use yoga to help us to find our true self, if you like. So often with outside factors like our family or work or even just the news, maybe negative things, we kind of lose a sense of our true self. So it's really trying to use our yoga practice to help us to find that, and using our breath, trying to steady our mind and breathing. So we will start to move a little bit. So we're going to bend your knees if they're not already bent. So you have your feet flat onto the mat. We're going to start with a little moving bridge. So you can maybe just have your hands, your palms are facing up. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, we're just going to press the lower back down and start to push to your heels and lift the hips up, just to wherever it feels right to you. As you exhale, just slowly start to lower back down again. You start to find a rhythm here with your breath, so inhaling to lift up. And exhale to lower down. If you want to, you can add the arms as well. So as you inhale to lift, the arms could lift up and then reach overhead. And on the exhale, slowly bringing the arms over and releasing your back all the way down to the mat again. Again, finding your own natural rhythm. And filling that rhythm with your movement. We're trying not to either run out of breath or have breath left at the end of the movement. When you're ready, we'll do that one more time. So just take your time as you come up towards the top here. So staying in your bridge. On your exhale, bring your arms all the way down, but keep your hips lifted up. And then just moving into stillness now. So we're still trying to keep our breath even and our mind present. Let's take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly start to lower yourself all the way back down towards the mat. And then draw your knees in, so towards your chest. As you draw your knees in, just taking any movements side to side or forwards and back. And you keep your right knee in and place your left foot on the ground. Put your hands behind the back of your right thigh and then start to slowly extend your right leg up. Taking your time. Then from here, if you want to, we're going to lift the upper body up off the ground and perhaps move the hands a little bit further up. We'll see how that feels. Again, you don't have to fully stretch the leg out, but just to where it feels comfortable. And then from here, we're going to start to warm up through the centre of your body. You're going to extend your left leg. It's not going to touch the ground, so stretching it away. So the upper body is lifted. We're drawing in through the centre. Take an inhale, and then changing legs on the exhale, and then change legs again on the inhale, but still keeping it pretty slow. You can always lower your upper body down if it becomes too much. And you can always bend your knees as well. Just take the hands behind the back of your legs. If that feels better to you, rather than that straight leg, then do that. Keep the breath moving, keep it rhythmic. And we're going to do 10 more of these. So that's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly draw your knees in towards your chest. This time take the hands behind the back of your thighs. So we're going to roll back and forwards. If you'd rather roll over onto your side, then do that. Just maybe a little light massage to your spine. And just when you're ready, start to make your way up. Okay, so as you come up, we're going to come to all fours. If you do want to grab your blocks and you want to use your blocks for this next bit, then please do. You can always have them handy. If you don't need them, you don't. So come onto your hands and onto your knees. So a little modified cat-cow first. So as you inhale, we are going to drop the belly and go forward to your chest. On the exhale, we're going to round your back. We're going to move back also, so into that child's pose. So inhale, start to move forward, drop the belly and lift through your chest. And on the exhale, rounding through your back, start to move back. Again, we're just moving and breathing again, so starting to find that rhythm of your breath. And the idea of the true essence practice is that we steady the mind, and one of the ways of steadying our mind is to move and breathe. Kind of becomes like a moving meditation. Well done. Let's do one more of these, so take your time. And when you're ready, we'll come back in towards the centre. Coming back into the soft fours. Start to draw your belly in a little bit more. And then as you inhale, we're going to extend your right leg behind you. You can also have it on the ground if you need to. On the exhale, we're going to draw the knee in towards your chest. So rounding through your upper back and your shoulders. And then when you're ready, we're going to extend the leg behind you. And as you exhale, we're going to bend your elbows here. So we're taking a little push up. And then inhale, start to push back up again. So we'll do that again. So we'll draw the knee in towards your chest, rounding through your upper back and shoulders. And then inhale, extend away. You exhale, move forwards a little bit, bending into your elbows. So you have to come that far down. And then start to move back in. Good. Let's do that one more time. Again, pulling the knee in, push it away. Take that push up if you like. And then come back up. Now this time we're going to draw your right knee in towards your chest, but we're going to step your right foot up towards the top of your mat. So as you come forward, just having your knee over your ankle. Make sure your hands are either side of your front foot. And you might want to slide your left leg back a little. Now we are going to lift the chest here. So as you inhale, just start to lift the chest up and reach up through your arms. Maybe take your wrists back a little bit. As you exhale, we're going to open your chest. So maybe you lean back a little bit, just a little light opening. On the inhale here, reach back up, but release your hands towards the mat. And then as you exhale, start to straighten your front legs. We're not going very far back, but just a little stretch here. So let's do that again. So inhale, move forward, start to lift your arms up. Exhale, open up through your chest. As you inhale, reach up with your arms and release them down towards the mat. Exhale, start to move back gently. Let's do that one more time. So inhale forwards, lift the arms up. Exhale, open your chest. Inhale, reaching back up, release your arms. And exhale, move back. We're going to stay just for a moment or two in this hamstring stretch. So you might want to draw your toes up towards you. You might want to use blocks underneath your hands. Be entirely up to you. Okay, let's take one more inhale here. We'll start to move forward. So bending forwards into that leg. Have your hands either side. From here, we're going to tuck the toes under on the back leg. So we're going to lift your back knee up off the ground. And then from here, we're going to step back into a plank position. And we are going to lower to the mat here. So you might want to lower your knees first. And then start to bend your elbows and release yourself all the way down towards the ground. Then from here, you're going to take your hands out wide. So move them out further, but then move your hands forward. So we're going to come into this kind of rolling cobra. If you can manage, we're going to come up onto your fingertips and do it. Kind of lift it a bit more. So with the legs nice and relaxed, we're going to take an inhale. We're going to lift through the back body first. So we lift the back of your body up, lift up through your chest, and then your head comes up last. And then as you exhale, we release down, so kind of in the opposite way. So do that again. So inhale, the back of your body lifts, the chest lifts, the head lifts. And exhale, slowly release down, all the way back down again. And if it doesn't feel right to you, you can always modify your hand position, and you don't have to come up very high, you just work where you can. Okay. Let's take one more of these. So just take your time, just moving and breathing through it. And nice. When you're ready, we will release all the way back down again. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and then start to press yourself back up onto your knees. But we'll widen the knees and we'll come in for a little child's pose here. So you just press back. Maybe releasing the arms, you could come onto your forearms, or maybe you want to stretch them out. It's really up, entirely up to you, whatever feels right. You close to roll down, drop your head. So in our 2S's practice, we move, but then we have to take the time to rest as well, to absorb the sensations, not just in your body, but in your mind as well. When you're ready, slowly start to make your way back up. So come up onto your hands and to your knees again. If you want to make any movements as you come into that, you can. When you're ready, start to draw your belly in. And then as you inhale, start to extend back. So through your left leg this time. As you exhale, we'll draw the knee in, so rounding through your upper back and shoulders. Inhale, extend away. And if you like to, on the exhale, move forwards a little and just bend your elbows halfway. Again, coming back up on that inhale, draw your knees in on the exhale. Inhale, stretch and lengthen. And move forward and bend the elbows. But working at your own pace with your own breath, without feeling you have to do too much. Let's do that one more time. So just take your time moving through it. And then the next time you come in with your knee in towards your chest, we'll just hold it there. And then we'll step that left foot up towards the top of your mat. Taking care to position yourself. Maybe slide your right leg back a little. And then when you're ready, on an inhale, we'll start to draw the belly in and lift the chest up. So reaching with your arms. As you exhale, opening up through your chest. On the inhale, we'll reach up and release your hands down towards the mat. As you exhale, start to gently move back a little bit, just testing out how your leg feels. So do that again, so inhale, moving forward, start to lift up through your arms. Exhale, opening up through your chest. Inhale, reach back up, release the hands. And exhale, move back. So we'll do that once more, so starting to find your rhythm, find your breath. Just moving and breathing. As you come down the next time, we're going to stay in that hamstring stretch. So starting to move back and hold here. Maybe pulling your toes up if you'd like a little bit more. So from there, slowly rebend the leg. Tuck your toes under on that right leg and lift the knee off the ground. Step back to plank. So again, we're going to lower your knees first. So just bend your knees. Start to bend your elbows and lower your chest down towards the mat. As you inhale, lift your chest up, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, release all the way down. As you inhale, push yourself up, so onto your knees. We'll widen the knees again and we'll make our way back into that child's pose. Just start to sink yourself back, releasing your hips, your lower back, relaxing your head. When you're ready, we're going to start to move back up. So use your hands and make your way back up into that all fours position. We are going to make our way now into our first downward facing dog. So again, if you prefer to stay here, then you definitely can. But if you can manage, we'll tuck the toes, we'll lift the hips up. You might want to move through it. So you could bend through one leg and press the heel of the other leg down. Do that a few times, just see how it all feels. Start to use your hands more, you're shucking out of your shoulders a little, and the hips high. Now from here, we're going to move up towards the top of your mat. So if you'd like to stay, we're going to lift your heels up, and then we're going to take teeny tiny steps up. So we'll walk up as much as we can. And you might get so far and have to lift up onto your fingertips. Fine. Or you might need to release your hands and then just fold forwards a little bit towards your legs, bending into your knees, drawing your belly in. We're just going to come up today, so we're going to draw your belly in. We're going to roll and rise up, so take your time and then keep reaching with your hands and then bring your palms together and then draw them towards the center. Maybe close your eyes, just being aware of how it feels to be standing now, so how the weight is in your feet. And we're going to do some half sun salutations, so you can release your hands down. So as you inhale, we'll start to reach up, maybe looking up towards your thumbs. On the exhale, we're going to fold, so bending into your knees and just lower down as far as feels comfortable to you. As you inhale here, start to lengthen forward, so stretch to the crown of your head. And on the exhale, fold back in again. On the inhale, we'll reach up, so rising all the way up. Keep going with your hands. Exhale, palms stay at the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. So start to follow your breath now again, finding that rhythmic movement. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach. Exhale, palms near the heart. Let's do that one more time. So inhale. Then when you're ready, lengthening your spine forwards and moving back in. Reaching up and rising. Arms near the heart. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of balance now. So we are coming in for Ganadasana. If you do need to use or want to use a block here, then you can grab it and just place it to the outside of your right leg or your right foot. You could maybe place your foot on it. And we are going to be moving progressively through our balance. So if you do want to at any point come into mountain pose and move from there, you can as well. So just towards the top of your mat is probably best. And we're going to start with your feet. So probably hip distance. We'll bend the knees a little bit and we'll draw the belly in. We're going to start with the arms stage because it's a little bit trickier. We're going to reach the arms out. We're going to take your left arm just underneath your right arm. And as you come in, again, you might take hold of your shoulders. Maybe you take a little bind. It's really up to you. And with the option of just staying with the arms, you don't have to do anything with the legs if you don't have to. But try and focus your breath. With steady gaze. And you might choose to stay here. If you would like to, with both knees bent, we're going to lift your left leg up. We're going to cross it over the right thigh. And if you want to, you can either keep that foot kind of hanging. It could go onto your block or onto the ground. Or you might be able to take that left foot behind your right foot or right calf and use your toe to hold it in place. But just see how that feels. Just breathing deeply. Nice focused gaze and breath. And start to feel as if you could bend your legs a little maybe. Lift the elbows up. Now, if you can from here, you're going to unravel your legs, keeping your arms where they are. You can always take them out. And if you can manage, you're going to step back with that left leg into high lunge. And if it feels too much, just come back to the center and step back or unravel through your arms as well. And then just kind of see how it feels here. Go the other way actually. From here, we're going to unravel your arms. We're going to reach them up just so that kind of it releases the tension that we created there. Breathing deeply. Relax your shoulders. Now we are going to come in for a twist here. So you could just take your left hand down, the right hand onto your right knee, or maybe reach and open through your right fingertip. Just see how that feels. Again, just working through a twist. Going round towards the knee that's bent. So if it's not your right leg, you can modify it. If you can reach up with your arm or keep your hand onto your leg, then that's fine. Breathing deeply. Let's take one more inhale. Now slowly release your hands, but we're going to bring them to the inside of that right foot. So both hands to the inside of your right foot. We're going to start to walk your right foot out towards the right more. And then if you can, turn the toes of your right foot out a little bit as well. So we're going to come into Malasana here, or a yogi squat. So bending in your back leg, step up towards the top of your mat. So again, you've got both feet wide now. You might just bring your hands onto your thighs and you can move a little bit side to side there if you like. If you can manage and you would like to, then you can release your forearms down and sink the hips a bit more. Or maybe you can lift your hands off the mat and take them to your chest. You can always use a block here as well. So remember, you can always grab a block and sit on a block if that feels more comfortable to you. Now, either stay here, so in Malasana, or if you want to, we're going to kind of fire up our legs a little bit. So as you inhale, you're going to push through your feet and you're going to rise up. Good. On the exhale, we're going to sink back down again. So just taking your time, moving into it. Let's do that again. So inhale, push through your feet, start to lift and rise up. And exhale, let's move back down. Okay, let's do one more of these. So take your time. So inhale, push and rise. Exhale, release. Now as you come down this time, you're going to release your hands to the ground if you can. Start to straighten your legs a little bit, enough so you can turn your toes forward and then fold forward. So you might bend your knees here and you might keep your legs pretty wide. So I've got mine probably almost as wide as my mat, but you don't have to if you want to bring them in and do that. Hands on your legs, remember, or use a block. Whatever feels right to you. When you're ready, on an inhale here, we'll lengthen forward, so stretch forwards through your spine. On the exhale, just folding back in again. As you inhale, we'll reach up and rise up all the way up towards the top. And on the exhale, draw your palms together, just in front of your heart. And you can keep your feet pretty wide. Just noticing how that feels and that sensations in your body. Okay, let's release the arms and open the eyes. Let's try it on the other side. So if you are using your block, just move your block to the outside of your left leg. Stand with your feet hip distance, belly in, maybe bend your knees a little, and then stretch your arms out. So this time our right arm comes underneath the left. Grab the shoulders or your forearms or your hand, whatever you can manage. Bend your knees a little bit. And again, you might just choose just to stay here. Just focusing our breath, steadying our gaze. And to steady our mind. So if you do want to come in for the legs, then keeping that left leg bent, we'll lift the right leg up and over. So again, you might just take your thigh over and keep your foot lifted, or take it to the ground or to a block. Or maybe you can move that right foot round the back. Again, it doesn't have to go there. What feels best. Keeping that steadiness, that present mind, and a focused gaze. So if you can, keep your arms here, slowly unraveling your leg. Reach back with your right foot into that high lunge position. And you can always step it in first. Keep your arms if you can. Just release them. When you're ready, slowly release your arms. Reach them up. Just for a breath here. So we're going to come in for that twist again on the other side. So slowly releasing that right hand down. Left hand can go onto your knee. Maybe you reach up and out with that left hand, whatever you can. Do a little twist. Breathing deeply. So let's take one more inhale. Slowly release the hands down. So to the inside of your left foot this time. And then start to move your left foot out towards the left side of your mat. So maybe turning your toes out a little bit as you do that. From there, we're going to step forward. So with your right leg, maybe placing your hands onto your thighs. Maybe move a little. You can always stay here or lower down forearms, or maybe you lift the forearms off and you sink down. And again, you don't have to do the lift up, but if you don't want to, you can always just leave that. But if you would like to, as you inhale, just powering up the legs, press all the way back up. And then on that exhale, start to sink down again. Good. Let's do that again. So inhale, push and rise up. Exhale, lower down. So moving and breathing. Let's do one more. And release down. So as you come back in this time, we'll release the hands towards the mat. Start to straighten your legs a little, enough so you can turn your toes forward. And then just fold forward. Feel the knees bent. When you're ready, on an inhale, start to lengthen forwards again, so stretching out through your spine. Exhale, fold. As you inhale, we'll reach up. And on the exhale, drawing the palms together, just in front of your heart. And maybe take a moment there. See how all that feels in your body. Okay. When you're ready, we'll release the hands and open the eyes. So we are going to come in and do a couple of standing postures now. Please feel free to use blocks here, so they will be handy, and modify it. So work with where it feels right to you. We are going to come in with one sun salutation. If you don't want to do that, then you're just going to step back with your left leg to warrior one. You always do a half sun salutation and step back with the left leg as well. So feet together or apart, the top of your mat, belly in. When you're ready, on an inhale, we'll reach up, so looking towards your thumbs. And on the exhale, fold. Lengthening your spine forward to stretch out. As you exhale, take your hands down, step or hop back to that plank position. So knees up or down here, so you can just move forward and bend your elbows and lower your knees first. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. As you exhale, we'll make our way back, downward facing dog. So we're going to step your right foot forwards to warrior one. So just stepping it through, maybe turning through the heel of your back leg and placing it down. And then just start to move up, just in your own way. Coming into that warrior one position, bending your front leg, shoulders and hips forwards, and maybe the arms reach up. A nice strong stretch through that back calf muscle. Try and keep the balance between your feet. Now we are going to move through this. Again, if you want to stay still, please do. As you inhale, we're going to reach. And then on the exhale, we're just going to open the chest again. So maybe you lean back a little bit. So let's do that again. So inhale, reaching up, rising up. Exhale, open up. Okay, let's do that twice more. So inhale to lift. Exhale. And this time as you inhale, we're going to reach up with your arms, but we're going to keep them lifted. And then from here, we're going to come into Parsvottanasana. So you probably want to hop your back foot in, and then you want to straighten both legs. So we've still got our shoulders and hips forwards. And if you can manage to come forward with the arms long like this, then you can. If you feel it's too much, just bring your hands towards the center and move in. So you might just move forward so you've got a fairly flattish back. You can place your hands onto your hips or keep your hands towards the center. The hands could go into the thighs, and if you've got blocks here, you might want to release your hands down towards the blocks. And if you can manage, you can always touch the ground as well, but just work with what feels best. Start to draw your right hip in a little bit more. Squeeze the inner thighs. Make sure you're still drawing the belly in and using your core here. Now, only if you want to, you can definitely just stay in Parsvottanasana. We're going to come in for a little twist. So your left hand either on the block or onto the ground. Right hand on your right hip, or maybe you can reach up with your right arm again. How does it feel for you? Keep the hips as level as you can, opening up through your chest a little bit more. Steadying the breath. Okay, let's take one more in. When you're ready, slowly release down. Start to bend your knees, so enough so you can get your hands towards the ground. And then step back with your left leg. Good. Into a lunge position. From there, step back with your right leg. And we are going to lower to the mat here. So knees down first, perhaps, or bend your elbows and just lower yourself down. When you get down, maybe take your arms and drop your head and just relax, breathing deeply. We're trying to keep the mind steady. So even in these quieter moments, then it's much harder to keep a steady mind because we then start to think about everything that's going on. So try and focus on these moments. The movements that we're doing and the moments that we are moving are much easier to manage, and our mind probably stays steadier. And from here, we're going to come into Shalabhasana, our locust pose. So if you would like to bring your big toes together, then do, and then see if you can press your baby toes down towards the mat as well. Either take your hands, so just by your sides, and press your palms down. You can use the palms to then lift your chest a little bit. If you want a little bit more, reach your fingertips back towards your feet, or maybe interlink them on your lower back. And then if you'd like to lift the legs up, just squeeze and lift the legs as you lift the upper body. Try and stay steady and relaxed with that, without forcing. Keep your breath smooth. Let's take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly release everything back down. You can release your arms here and bring them back underneath your head if you like. Pull your head towards your arms. When you're ready, we're going to start to make our way back up. So move your hands underneath your shoulders. Start to press yourself up to an all fours position. You can walk your hands to your knees or your knees to your hands. And then if you like to here, take a few cat-cow movements, stopping your belly and then rounding to your back. Check out how it feels. We'll do that one more time. When you're ready, make your way back in towards the center. So we are going to come back to downward facing dog. So we'll tuck our toes and lift the hips up. Again, any little movement that you would like to make, then you can. And if you want to use that same method of coming up to the top, so you can lift your heels up, take that teeny tiny walk up, maybe coming up onto your fingertips. Holding yourself forward and hugging your hands whenever you need to, just folding in. So we'll just roll and rise up from here. So draw your belly in, start to roll and rise all the way up. Take your time and release when you come to the top. So we are going to come in for the other side. So we'll do another sun salutation again. You can step back with your right leg this time if you choose. So finding our mountain pose, relax your shoulders. Inhale to stretch all the way up. On the exhale, just folding forwards, take your time. Lengthen your spine on the inhale. As you exhale, release the hands and step to plank. So knees down, if you'd like, or move forward and bend the elbows halfway. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, let's make our way back, downward facing dog. So this time our left foot is going to step to the top, so take your time. Coming into warrior one, spin the heel of the back leg and rise up in your own way. Reaching with your arms. Finding your warrior one position, so making sure it feels like the right one for you and making adjustments if you need to. So either staying here, or as you inhale, we'll reach again. And on the exhale, we'll start to open up through your chest once more. We'll do that again. So inhale, lengthen through the sides of your body. Exhale, open up through your chest. Let's do that twice more. So start to move in your own time with your own breath. And the next time you reach out with your arms, we'll keep them lifted. Again, we're going to move forward to Parsvottanasana. So if you do want to, we definitely need to hop our back foot in and straighten your leg. Just depends how much. If you would like to here, bring your hands away, then do, or keep reaching them forward as you lengthen through your spine. If it feels too much for your back, then definitely bring them in. Maybe take your hands onto your hips or your thighs. And if you want to use your blocks again, place your hands onto the blocks. Again, without force, and feel that you have to get there. Draw your left hip in. Focus with your breath. Steady your gaze, or close your eyes if you like. So you can definitely stay here if you want to. If you want to come in for that twist again, right hand on the block or onto the floor, maybe onto your left leg, and then left hand on your hip, or maybe reaching up with your left arm again. How does it feel? Does it feel good enough that you would do it? It needs to feel good. Let's take one more inhale. When you're ready, slowly release both hands back down, and then bend your front leg so you can get your hands on the ground. Step back with your right leg, so you're in this lunge position once more. This time stepping back, so with that left leg, and we'll come all the way down towards the ground again. But this time make your way into child's pose. So if your knees go down, widen your knees, feet together, and start to sink back. Again, whatever you choose to do with your upper body, either relax or stretch it. Try and release your hips a little. The idea with our true essence practice is that we need to accept the concept that you are not your body. You are not your mind. You are that which observes your body moving. You are that which observes your mind thinking. When you're ready, we'll slowly start to move up. So take your time, use your hands. We're going to come to a sitting position now. So we are going to sit in kind of straddle sit position. So it's not super wide with your legs, but you do want them kind of in a V shape. So sitting onto your sit bones if you can, and if you want to use a block, you possibly can. We are going to do a twist, so you just have to kind of see how it feels. So we'll keep your right leg straight. We do want the foot a little bit flexed on that right leg, and then bend your left leg in, so just towards the inner thigh somewhere. Again, you could put a block underneath your left knee if you feel that you would like to. And then we're going to twist around. So you're going to use your right hand, so just on the outside of your left thigh somewhere, and then start to use your left fingertips, so behind you, and the left fingertips kind of draw you around a little bit more towards the left as well. Keeping that right foot a little bit flexed, both sit bones down. Now you can definitely just stay here if you would like. If you would like a little more, we're going to lift the left arm up. So we just stretch the left arm up. So just straight up towards the ceiling, and that will give you more of a stretch through that left side body. If you then want to, you can then lean over, so towards your right leg with your left arm. And if you can reach all the way over, you can, but you do not have to. You just can keep that stretch going through the side body. Keep using your right hand though, so don't become light on that, but draw yourself round a little bit more using that right hand. Okay, let's take one more inhale. Slowly start to rise up. And from here with your left leg, you're going to bring your left foot flat onto the mat. And then bring your right leg in, so it's kind of more in line with your body. So we're going to come in for a little forward fold here. So you can either, you could use a strap if you want to, you don't necessarily have to. But you can use your right hand behind you, and you're using that to just gently press yourself forwards a little. With your left hand, it comes to the inside of your left leg. So don't let the left leg kind of go out, but squeeze it in. And then just reach forwards. And if you can manage, you could maybe grab hold of your toes. You do not have to. And again, you could use a strap here, just both of the handles of the strap into your left hand, and just use that to pull you forward. At the same time, pushing you forwards with your right hand. And you can come in for a bind here if you want to. You stretch forwards with the left arm. It goes behind, so it goes round that left leg, and then your right hand comes and grabs it. And it's not essential or necessary that you do that. Let's take one more in here. Slowly releasing anything that you have. Bring your legs out in front, maybe give them a little shake. So we'll do the other side. We'll start with the feet wide again. Sit on your sit bones and bend your right leg out. So keeping that little bit of flexion into that left leg. Use a block, if you like, underneath your right thigh. So using your right hand, draw yourself around, and the left hand just onto the outside of that thigh. So again, if this feels kind of good, then you could definitely just stay with it. Both sit bones down. If you want a little bit more, start to reach up, so through that right hand. Again, just lengthening. At the same time, you're pulling yourself back round with your left hand. And then if you want a little bit more, start to lean over, so towards your left foot. Again, without feeling that you have to get anywhere. Keep pressing down through your right thigh, so if it's lifting up, push it back down again. Keep pulling yourself around. Keep the breath smooth. When you're ready, slowly release to come back to the center. So again, this time with your right foot, place it flat onto the mat, and then bring your left leg more in line. So using your left hand behind you, just push yourself forwards a little bit. And then using your right hand to the inside of your right leg, so keep squeezing that right leg in, reach forwards. And you don't have to be touching anything, you can stretch forwards a little bit. Maybe take hold of your foot if you can. So if you want to come in for the bind again, we reach forwards, we take the right arm round side, and then the left hand is kind of the searching hand, just looking for that right hand. We're still holding forwards, still drawing that right knee in, and flexing your left foot a little. Slowly release back towards the center. Bring both legs in front, and we'll just take a little forward fold here, so you can bend your knees or keep your legs straight. Sit on your sit bones, reach up on your inhale, and then folding forwards on your exhale. Again, hands on your legs. Maybe you choose to have the hands just palm up on the ground, your ankles or your feet. And try and soften there. When you're ready, slowly come back up. Now we're going to make our way down onto the mat. If you do have a block, you could use it, but you do not have to. So if you've not got one, don't worry about it. So we have our legs out in front of us. We're just doing a little bit of kind of core activation to get us down onto the mat. And we're using our hands in front of us. We just grab hold of the block. So it just kind of focuses your attention. Take an inhale. And then as you breathe out, we'll start to move back. Tuck your tailbone under and slowly and carefully roll yourself back onto the mat. Take your time. Well done. When you get there, you can bend your knees. And if you do have that block, you could use it. So we're going to come into a more restorative bridge. If you don't have one, don't worry, you can just lift your hips up. But if you've got a block, lift your hips, placing it any height underneath your hips and your back. Just support yourself. And then just relax onto it. Opening up through your chest, maybe a little bit. And if it feels too much, then come off the block. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. Now, still with the block, if you've got it, just lower it down so to its lowest setting and move your hips down onto the block. And if you want to, you can come into legs up from this position. So still on your block, just lifting both legs up towards the ceiling. If you do want to move yourself over towards a wall or you don't have a block, you can just lift your legs up. Or if you have a shoulder balance in your practice, then you can definitely come into that as well. So really what feels best to you at this point. And just relax everything down. Let your breath get a little bit slower, a little bit deeper. Okay, we'll take one more inhale. So when you're ready, if you are in shoulder balance, then slowly coming out of that, bending your knees. And if you do have your legs up, start to bend your knees and place your feet flat onto the ground, lifting your hips to remove the block. You can draw your knees in towards your chest if you like. Any little movements there. We are going to come in for a simple twist next. So if you do want to do this with your feet flat on the ground, then do that. Or with your knees in, just spread your arms wide. And then drop your knees over towards one side. If you like to turn your head, just turning towards the opposite arm. We'll change sides when you're ready. So back towards the middle and start to move the other way. When you're ready, slowly back and towards the center. As you come in, we'll draw your knees in towards your chest. We're going to come in for Apanasana before we come into Shavasana. So knees in, if you'd like to, lift your upper body up off the ground. So just draw your knees up towards your nose, just squeezing everything in. When you're ready, we'll slowly start to release. So grabbing socks or jumper, or you could just widen your legs and widen your arms and come in. Just whatever suits you best. Find a comfortable position. Allow any thoughts and tensions of the day to fall out. Feel the muscles of your body relax as you let go of more tension, especially in your jaw, in your eyes. Feel each muscle relax. Focus on your breath. As you breathe in and out. Allowing it to flow smoothly. Breathing in from infinity and out to infinity. Keeping your awareness on the breath. As you become one with the flow of life, at one with your being. As you breathe in from infinity and out to infinity. And as you do so, become aware of that place of peace within. A place where you're most yourself. The center of your being. This is the real you. Beyond the thought, dramas, and identification of who you are. You're not your thoughts. You're not your actions. You're not the roles you play. You're a center of pure awareness. Center of pure being. Journey to the center. Allow yourself to become more present there. As you breathe in from infinity and out to infinity. When you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale. Just through your nose. And then just sigh out your mouth. Do that again if you like. Just deeply inhale. And then let it go. We'll start to move a little bit. So through your fingers and your toes. Maybe stretching your arms over your head. And as your arms come back over, beginning to think about bending your knees. Taking a little bit more movement, any movement that you like. Would you like to roll over onto your side, then taking your time to do that. And then just when you're ready, we'll just start to make our way up. So take your time, just moving your own way. Finding a comfortable seat when you're ready. Just bring the palms together, so just in front of your heart. Leaving a little gap just to signify openness in your heart. Thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this morning. Hope you enjoyed our true awareness, true essence practice. Namaste. Thank you very much. I'll stop recording. I think you're unmuted.